and it's like, you know, when you have like, you just married and you have like the cans that go along the road, we had the baby's head stuck out of the car, like just delivered. Yes. Assalamu alaikum. As promised, today I will be talking about baby favors. So some people find this strange. When I was telling like European friends and things that I was making gifts to give people when they visited Miriam, essentially, or me and Miriam after she had been born, and they were like, but shouldn't like people be bringing you the gifts? Like, why are you preparing gifts for them? So you think about it like something kind of like mementos and things. And the idea is that when people come and visit you, so okay, let's go back a step. So when you give birth, some people will get balloons ordered to the hospital, and they will have these big balloon arches and the child's name outside the door from like going inside. Actually, my mother-in-law did turn up at the hospital when I delivered with pink balloons, like, and the baby that I was just talking about as well, which was really nice. And oh god, it was so hard to pack everything into the car because the balloons just didn't fit. We had in the end the baby's head sticking out, not my baby, the balloon baby's head sticking out of the window, and it's like, you know, when you have like, you just married and you have like the cans that go along the road, we had the baby's head stuck out of the car, like just delivered. Yes. And because it was flapping, the baby's head was flapping so much outside of the window, we kind of like semi-decapitated it with the window on its neck to hold it in place. It looked really bad. And like, we went the whole way home, I was just laughing so hard. Anyway, so people will have a balloon arch, and then the chocolates and things, they won't have those in the hospital usually. People, if they visit you in the hospital, they'll bring chocolates and stuff and flowers and teddy bears and whatever. But the chocolates that you've prepared, you have those at home. So people will start visiting pretty quickly when you arrive home, and you will have this kind of this stand decoration situation going on, maybe with balloons as well, with the baby's name definitely, and it will be on a tray or on a stand, and then you can give them to the guests. And typically you give like the fancier gifts that you've made, like if you prepared candles or something like that, you would give those to the guests that maybe gave you the most money, I guess, or the guests that the guests that are closest to the family and things like that. And yeah, that's basically kind of how it works. So basically the things that you can give away as gifts, typically there'll be like a verse from the Quran or more than one verse, like part of the Quran, and you'll have it in like a suede book. I mean, with Miriam it was such an obvious one, like there's, you know, she's mentioned so many times in the Quran. There's a whole surah for her. You'll have like little chocolates, you might have little sweets, and some people go like an extra step, so they'll have like candles made, or they'll go and buy candles and then put them in pretty packaging, or key rings, for example. So I had kind of resisted this tradition for Adham and for Hashim because I just stuck my finger in my mouth. I thought maybe no one will notice, but then I thought people will notice, so I'm gonna have to acknowledge it. So yeah, I didn't do it for Adham and Hashim. For Adham, my mother-in-law and my sisters-in-law, they organised all of that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and then with Hashim, I was like, I won't do this. I don't accept this tradition. I don't want to do it. I can't really remember what my problem was with the tradition at the time, or maybe I was just feeling dog-headed. And then my mother-in-law bought some last-minute things, like the little stand with the baby on it. I'll put a picture here. Yeah, this is like a really kind of like the standard thing that you'll find just everywhere is this baby, this blue baby with the bottle and things, and then there'll be like a stand for it, and then all these little chocolates with the babies on it and things. Sometimes people will do like these little plastic bottles that look like baby bottles, and they'll be filled with sweets and things. So that's like the kind of like baseline standard thing that you find. But people do like a lot of fancier things as well. And then it was just before I gave birth to Miriam, my sister-in-law gave birth, and she had the most beautiful setup. and I saw how stunning they can be. I was like, oh, it's a girl, I have to do something for her. Like, I feel really bad for her. Like, I need to do something, because she'll look back in the future and she'll be like, oh, where are my souvenirs? So I really wanted to do it for her. As you can see, like, I painted her room, and like I really went over the top with doing like handmade stuff, and like I nested hard basically. So I decided that I wanted to try and do something as beautiful as my sister-in-law's one, and she had made it all herself. So she bought the stand and things, but she like glued all the bits together, and she prepared all the chocolates and everything herself. So it's like, I can do it too, which maybe was a little bit ambitious of me, and the whole thing just took me forever. And the amount of money that I paid on it as well, because like I didn't go downtown. Like, people go to West al Balad and they go into the little marketplaces and things, and they find stuff like where you could buy it all wholesale, you know, and they find it really, really cheap. I did not do that. I bought my stuff from Khelda, so it was all really expensive. It's like the idea of going to West al Balad, heavily pregnant with a toddler in the back of a taxi. No, sorry, I can't even do that on the best of days. So I got these boxes here, and on each one of these boxes we will have this medallion or this medallion. I got two choices, with this tassel and ribbon around it, and then they'll also double as keychains so people can keep them. I just got 20 of them and see how I go. I want to see what it looks like. That's for a different project. So that's everything that I need to put the keychains together. So each one of these was like 25p, and these were 25p as well. And this was a dinar for this. And then I got these flowers. These were half a dinar each. These ones were 35 pence. They're probably a little bit too similar in colour now that I look at them, but that's okay. And then these balloons coming down from the ceiling. And then these are the chocolates. So I got 1.5 kilos of chocolates. I'm still looking for something a little bit more mature, a little bit less like little girly bright pink colours and things. So I got browns and reds, and there's gold in the other box, and some of these gold ones will be inside these boxes. So like the special ones, like there'll be 20 of these special boxes for like close family and things, with the little keychain. This one is broken, that's great. But the chocolate will go inside there, and then they'll get the keychain as well. Instead of buying a disposable tray and decorating it, I was planning on using this tray because it's pretty fancy and pretty extra. So the flowers, we're going to kind of decorate the tray, and then the chocolates will go in, but it might be that it's just too big for the amount of chocolates I've got. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to take them all out, but I think that it's going to look, there's a theme that ties in well with the sign with her name and things. So inshallah khair. In the end, I decided last minute that I wanted to make, my mother-in-law had said something about dates and Ramadan, because my baby was born in Ramadan. She'd mentioned something about dates, Ramadan, and Miriam in the desert, because when in the Quran, when Miriam gave birth in the desert, but long story short, she ate some dates basically, and then I got this idea like, oh, people are going to be visiting me during Ramadan as well, and I have a baby called Miriam. So I stuffed dates and I put chocolate around them, and I put them in little bags. So then I designed these little cards that were going to fit inside the bags, my favorite kind of like sentences from the Quran that mention Maryam. Yeah, and then I never got around to actually printing them. And then for her name, I found this girl on Instagram who makes these really beautiful like this hoop design here. Actually, it's on the wall up there. Yeah, it was nice. And then the boy kept eating the chocolates before the guests came. I'll do another video about kind of different traditions and stuff like that, inshallah, while it's all fresh in my memory. And that's my video, so take care guys, ma salama.